Sadhguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Mahabharata82. As you may remember, we were at the Swayamvara, and all the kings were trying to get that fish down off the ceiling, but nobody could. The Yadava host, however, had decided to be just in the audience. Not one of them got up to try for the hand of Draupadi. Krishna's eyes were roving around the assembly. Finally, they came to rest on the forms of the Pandavas, who sat scattered about among the Brahmins. Quietly, he drew his brother's attention. He said, "Look there, brother. Look at those Brahmins, 5 of them, sitting there. They, I am sure, are the Pandavas, hiding their princely forms in the serene dress of Brahmins. They look like live coals covered by ashes. The heroes are alive, and they are here. Let's wait and see what happens now." A sweet smile lit up the face of Krishna. It was because he knew that the Pandavas would be living somewhere, that he had forbidden the Yadava hosts from competing in the contest. The tournament went on. King after king tried and failed, but some of them very nearly succeeded. Shishupala, for instance, missed the mark by the width of a sesame seed. The bow flung him down. He returned to his seat with disappointment burning his frame. The next person who was very also nearly successful was Jarasandha. He missed the mark by the size of a mustard seed. Duryodhana rose up from his seat. He walked majestically toward the bow. He tried to hit the fish. He missed by the width of a little finger. Shalya missed by the width of a bean seed. All the kings began to lose hope, since the great archers were all unable to hit the target. Radeya now walked toward the stage. He looked wonderful as he walked like a panther across the hall toward the stage. Krishna was looking on with grave concern when he bent the bow and strung it. Radeya was taking aim. All the kings were matching him, tense with excitement. Krishna did not dare to breathe. Everyone was sure that he'd do it. Now that Arjuna was dead, there was no one equal to Radeya, the disciple of Bhargava. It was a pleasure to watch him bend the bow and string it effortlessly. He took aim and sent the 5 shafts. They missed the mark by just the breadth of a hair. Krishna sighed a great sigh of relief. Silence reigned in the entire hall. No one dared to try after even Radeya failed. Chapter 34, Draupadi's Swayamvara. Like a sudden flame leaping up from a heap of ashes, Arjuna stood up. It was a startling sight. Krishna was waiting for this. He took his brother's hand in his and squeezed it in his excitement. He smiled and looked at the Brahmin as if to say, the hand of Draupadi has been won by the right man." All eyes were turned toward this young Brahmin. No one in that hall knew who he was. No one except Krishna, Balarama, Domya, Bhishma, and the Pandavas themselves. Arjuna ascended the stage and addressed Drishtadyumna. "Is a Brahmin allowed to try and fell the target? It looks as though no Kshatriya is able to tackle this Matsya Yantra." His eyes swept the entire hall with a look half amused and half contemptuous. Sadhguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.